what a stupid mistake to make. Hopefully that's the final pull up there. Silly, very silly. When will I ever learn? Well, I wasn't expecting that. God, don't start the bloody coughing off now. That sneeze echoed all the way around the valley. After all these years, I still make silly mistakes. Well, I've put it off for 18 months. Can't put it off any longer. One way or the other, today, Glaramara is going to get climbed. Believe it or not, 2 days ago was the hottest day of the year. 7:30 here today, 8 degrees. Today we're parked down at Seathwaite Farm, just behind us. I have actually parked down at the farm as well and paid £5 to park all day. The farm itself provides ample room and space to park your car. It also provides free toilets and a coffee machine as well. So for me, £5 is £5 well spent there. I'm still not 100% fit yet, to be quite honest. Still got me wheezy chest. So see how it goes today. We're going to go through this gate here and then we're going to take a left there through that metal gate, and then somewhere up there is the path that we need. It did rain last night. It's going to be wet, it's going to be damp, it's going to be slippery. We're heading through this gate. That's the plan anyway. So after last night's rain, you can see the runoff from the fell. This is where we want to be. We need to be through this gate. I think there is a little sign there. Yeah, there is. And that's your route up. And this is Hind Gill. If you do it the Hind Gill way, make sure when you go up it, you don't come down it. I've had a few friends that's had nasty experiences coming down there, and basically because even though there's a path on OS maps, it's not a proper path at all. It's basically, well, that you're picking your way up there through rubble, and there's no defined path at all. Occasionally you'll see a bit of a path, you'll follow it and then it'll run out, but basically we've got to hug this wall on the other side of the gill. Like I mentioned before, still suffering with my chest, so I'm going to be taking it easy going up there. Now you might turn around and say, wait a minute, I've seen some of your maps before and it looks like you're doing about 1 mile an hour. If you took it any more easy, you'll be walking backwards. Well, the thing is, when I start OS maps off, it starts running. When I stop to film, when I stop to have a break, if I stop for an hour at the top of a summit, I never stop it, I just let it run on. So what my miles per hour is at the end of a walk, I basically couldn't give a damn. I'm just here to enjoy myself, have a good time and have a safe time. And I'll feel a lot safer when I'm on the top of there. Anyway, stop talking about it, let's get it done. So I've just come through the gate there, and rightly or wrongly I've crossed over the little gill here and there's no path. It's just picking your way through and looking for the wall. I can see about halfway up there and then looking for a gap in the wall that we need to be through. I've seen a few people come along that path. Nobody's come up this way. Everybody's just continued walking down there. The sun's up, but on this side I kind of feel it. Well, there is no two ways about it. That is steep. Coming up there, and it's a relentless steep as well. I know the camera doesn't show it, but I promise you it is. Now we're getting close to the wall, so I'm making my way back towards path on OS maps. So I don't want to go through these ferns, so I'm going to go back across towards the gill, and hopefully I can circle around them ferns, get through there, and there's our final climb up to what is somewhere up there, whether it's there or there. The first summit of the day. The first sign of any sort of proper path. It does bypass them ferns. But I am pleased I crossed the gill at the bottom when I did, because if I hadn't, I would have had to cross the gill there now. Good morning. Nothing. I say I've been putting this walk off for too long. Sometimes things get inside your head and you'll start making little excuses up and putting things off. One way or the other, this had to be done today. We're going up there past my mate. He's still not speaking to us. So instead of left or right, it's straight up. But so easy to miss. So take your time, don't rush, and enjoy it. And this is why I like stopping and turning around, so I can enjoy all that. This path up through the ferns has been pretty decent, to be honest. And you are just zigzagging through. And over there somewhere was the gate. But still steep, still slippery, still rocky, still wet. And like I mentioned before, if you intend coming up this way, make sure it is just coming up. I would not want to descend this way at all. But if you've had experience of descending, I'm sure my friend Dave Austell has. If you want to let us know in a comment what it was like, please do so. I'll be very interested to hear it. Well, still climbing up this path here, and I initially thought, or hoped, that would be the top there. But looking down at the map, you can see where we came up the main path there. We came up there, Hind Gill, and that's where we are. And we're not even, I would say, halfway yet. Hey. So it looks like you're going to look at this Hind Gill route up in sections. The first section very, very steep. Make your own way up, but keep hugging that gill. Then you get to the ferns. The ferns will take you to the hole in the wall, and then you'll find the path which will take you through the ferns. We're going to have a bit of scrambling up there, and then way behind there will be hopefully the first summit of the day. There's that wall we came through. I think you can see the gate there, and then the zigzag path through the ferns. I know I keep stopping, looking back and filming back, but I know a lot of people like to follow a video, and I've watched a few of these Hind Gill videos where people start and say, right, that's where I'm heading. They're halfway up and say, this is steep. Next thing, it's on the top of Glaramara. So if you're watching that, you think, hey, that's not too bad. What I am saying is, it is steep, and you need to take care, and you need to take your time as well. And while I've stopped here, I'd just like to say, I'm going to answer a question later on, I think, when I get towards the top. It's a question I have answered before, about 2 years ago, I think. According to YouTube, in the last 28 days, I've got 300 new subscribers. Yeah, I know. Amazing, isn't it? Either way. So they may well be interested in the answer to the question I'm going to give later on. If you have heard it before, by all means skip on. Right, come on, let's plough on. So this looks like where the path runs out again. So all that path is done, very helpfully, has got you through all them ferns. It looks like, again, just picking your own way up. The poles might have to go away when I get up there, so it might be hands and feet. So I'm heading up that way, again, hugging that gill, but keeping away from that wet rock. And there's quite a bit of it up there, so that's the way I'll be trying to get up. Yeah, pulls away in there now, because it is hands and feet up here. I told the body, but like I say, I had to be coming down this way. What do you mean too late? Whew. It never looks it. But it was a little bit challenging getting up there. Well, challenging for me anyway. I've had comments before, people said, it wasn't that bad, don't know what you're on about. Yeah, if you can get a few months away from 70 and still do that, and still not find the challenge, hats off to you. And there's the sun breaking over the fell tops there now. I can't feel it yet, but hopefully that should come in a bit of time. Well, that was steep coming up there again. It looks like a little type of path going up there. So I think when we get that ridge somewhere in the distance, we should be able to see the summit, which will give us a bit of a boost. I think the jacket is officially off. I thought that must be the top, and I looked at the map, and according to the map we're not even halfway up there yet, so still got a bit of climbing to do yet. People walking along like ants there. Nobody is following me up, everybody is just continuing down the valley. I wonder why. Onwards and always upwards. So I know this is an official path on OS maps, but it's the worst official path I've ever been on. Come on, let's get bloody cracking, man. So when I got up to this ridge here, and when I initially saw that, I thought, great, that's it there. But it's not. According to the map, that's Hind Crag. And every time we get to one ridge, every time we bypass another ridge, we'll find another one which is not the ridge that we want. Having said that, according to the map, we're bang on track, if you can call this a track, but we're bearing that way. So hopefully, I know I keep saying it, but when we get up there, we should be able to see the summit that we want. If you watch my naked hiking video, I did say something in there which I didn't expand on. I'm so pleased it did happen. Just before I did that hike, I did Bessie Boat. Yeah, 2 ups I didn't fancy. The up to Bessie Boat and Hind Gill. So I plotted a route to go up Bessie Boat along the ridge to Glaramara, thus cutting out Hind Gill, and then doing the couple of miles down to Allen Crags, and then dropping down and circling back to the car. Anyway, when I parked up for Bessie Boat, I got my backpack on and I realised I forgot my GoPro. At the time, I was absolutely cursing, and all the way around that walk I was cursing because I was there, I had to do it. I think it would have been far too much, far too long. I want to film every single one of these. Like I will go back and film Bessie Boat, but this time I'll be able to do it with a smile on my face and really enjoy it. So to be honest, I think that worked out for the best. I didn't think so at the time, mind. Well, as this may be a long video, I try and break it up a bit for people. Instead of answering one question, I might answer 2, because I've got quite a few of them. So the first one I'll answer is by Stu Blogs. Did you used to use a paper map? And if so, what made you go on to the OS maps on your smartphone? Well, yeah, when I first started out, I did used to use the big OS maps. I always found them maps, unless you had them folded the exact way, a bit difficult, because I always remember years ago going out with a couple of mates, and the lad that was leading the walk, he had his big OS map out. It was blowing a gale. He lifted it up, the wind caught, and as he tried to pull away from him, he pulled back and it split it in 2. So instead of having one map, he had 2, which I found, I must admit, very funny indeed. He didn't mind. It wasn't much after that I went to OS maps on my phone. I got the full version. It cost some, I think it's 20 quid a year. I plan my routes at home, download it onto my phone, and that's the important thing, make sure you do download it to your phone. And today has been a prime example of why, in my opinion, that's better, unless you can use a map and compass, which to my shame I cannot. I have tried before umpteen times, but after almost giving up the will to live a couple of times, I did give up the idea of a map and compass. If you've got an OS map and you're looking at it and you see a path, great. Coming up there, you see very little signs of a path. So you're wandering around, am I on the path? Am I near on the path? Every time I was in that situation coming up here, I looked on OS maps and I could tell exactly where I was. It showed me whether I was on the path whether I was going the right way, the wrong way, whether I was close to the path, whether I need to move over a bit. That's why I like to use OS maps on my smartphone. So hopefully that's answered that, Stu. Any more questions? Put them in the comments and I will get round to answering them. So one of them has got to be Glaramara. Last year I parked at the farm, followed that waterfall up to base brown. But then we climbed up to the second summit of the day, which was Green Gable, and the biggie over there, Great Gable. I would say that's one of my favourite walks, that is. And somebody asked me the exact same question. What is your favourite? I can't remember. If I think on, I'll put the name underneath. That has got to be one of my favourite walks, that. And the view from Great Gable has got to be on a clear day, has got to be my favourite view in the Lake District from a high fell. Come on, let's get moving. Just cool them off in a bit of shade and just taking in them fabulous views. And no matter which way you look, they are absolutely sensational. But the final sting in the tail to get to the summit of Glaramara is up here. Now, I think if you go around the side, there's a slightly easier way up. I always promise Mrs. Metalman, because she hates me walking by myself, that I won't do anything too stupid. So which way am I going to go? That way it looks slightly easier than straight up. I think I'll give that a go. Only live once, might as well get the full experience. I'll tell you something, it's not that clever this way either. Hopefully that's the top there. Bit more hands and feet, which I don't mind when I'm looking into that. Right, come on, you get a better view from the top. Push on. So the rock is in the shade, so it's still wet. The moss is wet and still slippery. So was it a bit silly trying to get up this way? Yes. Hopefully that's the final pull up there. Yeah, silly, very silly. Then again, it wouldn't be an Allen METALMAN video without an element of a bit of danger. If you get to the base of Glaramara and you're not 100% sure about climbing, scrambling up, hands and feet, I would suggest go around the back for a much more civilised ascent to the top. Right, come on, for goodness sake, let's get to the top. So something in sight. Hallelujah. I'm pleased to get up here. Wow. And on the subject of wow, I know you might be sick of seeing this, but I just can't get enough of it. And it makes it so worthwhile getting up at 10 to 4 in the morning to be able to see all this. Anyway, final little push. We'll have a few chocolate bars to get a bit of energy back in the tank, and we might even send the drone up. So summit of Glaramara for the first time. Woohoo! I'm pleased to get that one out of the way, especially the route I took. Fantastic. Just met two really nice couples, to be quite honest, there. And anyway, they're dropping down Hind Gill. So I thought, do I tell them? Or they've never been down there before, so I did have to say that how steep it was and how wet it still would be in the shade. Fingers crossed to get down safely. I just met another couple there. The lad come, "Are you METALMAN, Allan?" I thought, well, that's close enough. But yeah, another really nice couple. They didn't want to be on, bit camera shy, which is no problem at all. But I tell you something, if you say this, it was really nice to have met you. Start to head off to the next one of the day, Allen Crags, and the sunny dawned us. Been chatting so much, I haven't had anything to eat. So I'm just taking a quick 5 minutes here. Just take in these wonderful views, chill out a bit. Plenty of chocolate bars for a bit of energy, and plenty of fluid, took on board, and I'm heading off there somewhere in that direction. So if you're enjoying what you're seeing so far, you want to see more days out like this, don't forget that subscribe button, but do it now before you forget. I was hoping it was going to be, given that it's a bit lower, I thought it was going to be just a bit of a gradual descent along the ridge. So we are descending, but then we're climbing back up again. So just checking the map there, it looks like we're heading down there. I can see a faint path going up there. Well, just navigate me way through this little boulder field there. See the path going up there. So I take my time, got both poles out, and despite being dead careful, slipped. And if it hadn't been for the fact I had two walking poles out with us, I would have been right over on my side onto the rock. So I know a lot of people don't like using walking poles. For a lot of years I refused. A stupid pride thing, I think. But I tell you something, it's far easier to walk with 4 legs than 2 legs. And they saved me then, did they not? That's the way we're heading. Few clouds coming in there now. A big drop here. Oh, Daisy. So I don't fancy getting down there. There's the path I want to be on. So I'm going to go back up there and see if I can find an alternative route round there. Yeah, not as easy as I was expecting, the walk between Glaramara and Allen Crags. Well, rightly or wrongly, I came down there. Well, I am pleased to have got down there. So again, now that we're down, we've got to climb all the way up again. The walk that keeps on giving and giving. So that's where I came down. Looks like if I'd gone further on, it might have been even easier. But this is the place that the map took us to. So sometimes trust your nose as well as the map. Yeah, I didn't enjoy coming down there at all. Hopefully not too further to go up. I'll be honest, I was hoping this was going to be it. I checked the map. We've got a way to go up there yet. I can see a couple of people, or could see a couple of people standing on the top. I can see a faint path going up there, so it looks like more of the same straight up. It's been a lot longer than I was expecting. Thank goodness I didn't remember my GoPro when I did Bessie Boot with the intention of doing all this as well. Nah, if somebody was looking after us that day, these two will do us today. Well, another drop down. It's had something on the GoPro there I've never had before. I got an alert saying cold battery alert. I haven't a clue what that is. And given that it's about 18 degrees and the camera was in my trouser pocket, which if I say so myself is pretty warm. So I don't know why the hell that come up. Either way, wouldn't let us film there for a few minutes. Thankfully it's relented, must have warmed itself up, and hopefully that's the last up of the day. This has been a lot harder than I was expecting. I didn't know we're in for all these boulder fields, up and down, and I think it's about 2 miles between both summits, and it's been a long 2 miles, has it not? We haven't finished yet. And I just come up quite a steep way there, thinking, hallelujah, at last, Allen Crags. And I checked the map, and that is it there. I'm starting to blow now, I tell you. Either way, when we get up there, hopefully, it's downhill all the way. Oh, that wind. Oh, that wind. It's cooled me right off. So, 785 metres. Allen Crags. Now, I've just been speaking to another lovely couple. Both in the 60s. It's where you heading? Glaramara. Which way are you going down? Hind Gill. Oh, God. So, hopefully, they get down safely. You see where the guy is there? There's the path. I came up this way because I thought that was the summit. Anything for hard work. Hey, me. And there they are there. I'll just keep my fingers crossed to get back down safely. I ain't going to hang about here. So that's 2 I've done today. I'll be honest, I thought that really hard work was going to be up Hind Gill and then it was going to be plain sailing the rest of the day. It wasn't. Because that ridge walk I was expecting, it's up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, and it's all through boulders and rocks. So it really slows you down. You've got to take your time. Oh, well, that couple's coming up. Looks like a clear path. Going up there to the summit of Allen Crags. Which way did I come off? I come off down there. Why? Yeah, exactly. Either way. And hopefully we're going to have a nice uneventful walk back to the farm. It is so nice to get back onto a proper path again. For the first time today, I think. Either way. We've got a really nice view to walk back to. Yeah. Great Gable, Green Gable, and the little U in the middle, Windy Gap. Should I do that joke again about Roman nature? No, don't. Don't spoil the day. Oh, I tell you, this is bliss walking back here on this path. Oh, yeah. Now, this is the sort of path I was thinking I was going to be walking on between Glaramara and Allen Crags. This type of thing, not dropping down through the stones of doom. Dear me. So the very welcome sight of sprinkling Tarn. Looking very nice. Either way, we're heading down here, dropping down to the next Tarn, Styhead Tarn. But when I look where I've come, all the way back there. And the last time I was down here, Styhead Tarn, it was with Ashley Arnold and his lovely wife, Andrea. I arranged to meet them down at Wastwater, and we decided to do 2 fells. Kirkfell, Great Gable, but from the other way. So for me to get to Westdale, it's a 3.5 hour drive. Either way, I eventually got there, and then we did 2 monsters. Then we dropped down here, and then we walked back that way down into Westdale. And I tell you something, doing 2 monsters and 7 hours driving in one day, wow, that really took it out of us. I think it was about 10:15 at night before I got back in. Boom, Mrs. Metalman was beside herself. Either way, should I do that Into the Valley song? Nah, I can't be bothered. Oh, and talking about can't be bothered, I was going to answer another question, wasn't I? And it was one of Ashley's as well. I'll leave that to another day. I'm too tired. And a very pleasant walk back around the Tarn. Having said that, one thing I could have done without seeing is that. Thankfully, they all look tired. Because I tell you something, I haven't got the energy to run. I don't know if you can see, right down there is the farm. And I will be pleased when I get to it as well. I'm thinking to myself, why didn't I take this route? Much easier. What a stupid mistake to make. Talk about making hard work for yourself. Hey, when will I ever learn? Foolishly, I just plotted the map for Hind Gill, Glaramara and Allen Crags. Why bother with anything else? I know exactly where I'm at. Down to the Tarns and walk back around that way, the long way. Yeah, but there's an easier way. Why didn't I just look at the map? I just hoping them two nice couples that I bumped into who said they were coming down that way managed to get down that way nice and safely. Either way, oh God. After all these years, I still make silly mistakes. Right, come on, let's get back to that farm. Oh yes, yes, at last. Well, if you enjoyed the video, I really would appreciate a big thumbs up. If you want to see more days out like this, climbing the Wainwrights, walks in the Lake District, Northumberland, North Yorkshire Moors, the Yorkshire Dales, click on that subscribe button and you'll see all them things. If you want to see some gear reviews, festival reviews, castle reviews, food reviews, click on that subscribe button, because all them things you will see on this channel. One other thing I'll tell you, it won't be too long before I'm back out again. Cheers.